describe that exercise to your friend or something later. Like, what do we do? Value most. Value. Something's worth 5 cents. Something's worth $1.98. $1 million. I value something. Like, we sort of understand that, right? What else? What happened today? What happened right there? What did we experience?
We had to really think about what's the most important attribute to ourselves before we share it.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you guys have any idea I was going to ask you to state something? Did you make any decision on what's the thing that I'm going to say that's going to impress someone? No. You looked at the cards and said, okay, who am I? And as a leader, we really have to figure out who I am. I've led small little tiny teams of 2 or 3, and I've ran teams of hundreds of people. In one little morning, we're trying to accomplish something, to a global team, and I'm flying all over the place trying to get everyone on the same page to figure out, like, so we all have the same goal. And if I wasn't able to decide who I am and what I stand for, no one's going to follow me. Like, why am I going to Miami if I can't tell you maybe what we're going to do in Miami, or what's Miami going to be like, or what's, any of those things? So I have to be able to know, like, when we're going to Miami, we're going to see some cultural stuff, or we're going to experience fabulous food, or we're going to get to dance, or we're going to see some energy on the beach. I begin to shape what's that trip going to be about. And I get to help you think, well, what if no one wants to go dancing? You want to come on that trip with me? No. So I put out all the possibilities and say, okay, so we can basically go to Miami. Everyone's like, you want to go to Miami? Yeah, we're going to Miami. Well, what can we do in Miami? And if you guys start telling me, well, no, I would totally rather do the art museum thing, or I would really like to go hiking in the Everglades, or all the other things, then we have a trip that we want to take together. Because I can just basically shape a vision, but if I'm not really helping you guys put your voices into it, I'm not a leader. Because you don't care about where I want to go, you care about where we want to go as a group. And if I'm not standing in who I am, and if I'm not being caring, and I'm not asking your opinion, I'm not very caring, am I? You can say you're caring. She never asked my opinion. So let's talk a little bit, let's go from pillar to pillar, and get to the place that we're sort of capturing our sort of collective ideas of what. So caring. What are some other words we have around caring?
Giving.
Giving.
Compassion.
No. Okay. Compassion. What else?
Sharing. Devotion.
Devotion. I love. What else? Empathy. Thanks. So we also know what that. And so, what's a caring action? Like, how did I show up as a caring person so far today? Like, in this little piece of time. How did I show my care? What was an action?
You're here.
I'm here. I showed up. Okay? What else?
You're actively engaged in other people's presentations.
Actively engaged. So we talked about managing emotions earlier, and getting to the place of, like, the difference between, well, caring, and I could, like, be emotional, I was that emotional, like, but did I manage that emotion? Did I harness that emotion? Did I allow it to potentially bring us all together consciously? I could have pushed that emotion deep inside, like, oh my God, I could have been ashamed that I got emotional, but I didn't. It's like, I owned it. And he talked about harnessing that emotion. In that moment, it was like, I just held the space. I felt people just breathing into it, gave everyone time a second to process it, and just letting everyone be with it instead of rushing someone through it. Like, I cared. I minded what was happening. I paid attention that everyone was finished versus moving on to the next step. That people had put their pencils down, had moved away, versus saying, okay, I'm on to the next one, but the person who's then going to feel bad because they haven't put the last word on is now going to feel like they're left behind, or they're going to get rushed. Just paying attention, minding, actively showing up. Alright, so hearing. So the next one is what? What's another one? Trustworthiness. There's a lot of trustworthiness in the room. What are some other words there? Honesty. Character. What else would you have? Loyalty.
Credibility.
Pardon?
Credibility.
Credibility.